Hello, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sadara Barrow, Mayor of Town of Colmar Manor. I'm going to call the meeting to order. It is March 10th, 2015. It is currently 7:08, and I'd like a motion to call the meeting to order.
I'll make that motion to call the meeting to order.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay. Before we move forward, is there any additions to the agenda? Nope,
No.
okay. So let's get started with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now if we can take a moment of silence to think of those people who need support, help, and encouragement, and for those who serve us. Okay, I first want to thank Mayor Pro Tem Jackson for serving in the capacity of mayor last month at the town meeting. Thank you very much. I'm glad also that I had an opportunity to see that meeting on YouTube, of course, which you can get through from the Colmar Manor website as well, but thank you so much. And you did a great job.
Thank you.
My next order of business is that I want for all of us to actually give a wonderful happy birthday welcome to our council member, Cynthia Bolden. Happy birthday, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Let's do a quick happy birthday. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cynthia. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, our next order of business is approval of the minutes from February 3rd, 2015 work session and February 10th, 2015 town meeting.
I approve February 13th work session and February 10th town meeting.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion?
Just that it's February the 3rd, 2000, just a correction.
Oh, I said 13.
February the 3rd, 2000.
February 13th in the
I'm
motion.
sorry.
Okay, February
Yes.
3rd.
Sorry.
Okay. I'll call for a vote. Ward 1.
Abstain.
Abstain. Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3.
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. And I will also recognize that Councilmember Blue has made it to the meeting. So 7-11. Okay, moving forward, Mayor's report. Okay, I want to report on the reason that I missed the last town meeting was because I was going to the Prince George's County zoning meeting. Prince George's County is going through a full-blown zoning reorganization and restructuring in their zoning plans, and have held a series of meetings for the community to stay up to date on what happens with these zoning changes. From everything I've learned so far, I don't anticipate a large impact on our zoning in the community, but it could impact things like how long things are grandfathered before the zoning changes, and we really want to stay up to date on that, because that's one of the issues we have, is where zoning has changed and not allowed for certain automotive services, because the grandfathering is so long that even when they leave, they're allowed to bring the service back again before the grandfathering comes in. So that's one of my main concerns, and keeping an eye on that. And so I'll keep everybody up to date on that zoning as it goes along. I also want to speak that there was a wonderful event last week for female Latino who contribute to the community, or those who contribute to our Latino community. Myself, Councilmember Epps, and Councilmember Jackson were able to attend at Elizabeth Seton High School, and it was a wonderful event. Reverend Addison, who is one of our Port Town partners with End Time Harvest Ministries, was awarded for the service that she's provided in helping all people, color and otherwise, in moving forward. And also, I would encourage anybody who doesn't know that Elizabeth Seton High School which is a very prominent, well-known private school, high school for girls, is in our community, right in Bladensburg. And they are really looking to diversify and help bring more people of color into the school. And they are looking and building up scholarships, particularly for Latino girls, to get into the school who haven't had an opportunity. And there were some wonderful young women who spoke at the event, who were very impressive. And one of them was one of the new girls, was a Latino girl who just got a scholarship. So that was really very exciting. I also want to say that there's a lot of people who are coming up to the town hall now to start doing different programs for the youth during the summer. So you should call the town hall if you're looking for a program for your young person to become involved in this summer. There's going to be a few here, whether it's from the county. There's one, Dueling Creek Academy. We will probably have the Performing Arts school here again. So please call the town hall, start preparing now for the summer programs. We had a wonderful composting session a couple of weekends ago, and that has been videotaped. It is actually on our YouTube channel, the Town of Colmar Manor channel, which you can of course get to through colmarmanor.org. But we will have some continuing sessions, which we're going to hear a little bit more about when we get to our Green Team committee reports. But it was really exciting. It was very wonderful. I want to thank everybody that came out. We had a decently full room in the outreach room, and so it was very exciting to see people encouraged. I also want to mention personally, because I know Mr. Muchler has mentioned this several times, right now we are planning to paint the lines in front of the building to allow for to make sure that the trucks, the fire trucks and ambulances can turn the corner. Right now we have a do not park sign, so no one parks there at all, but we are going to paint the sides of the corner to make sure that on a long-term basis that is going to be resolved. Thank you, Mr. Muchler. If you're hearing me, I just want to let you know that we're hearing you. I want to mention anybody that's interested, the next four-town meeting, which includes all four towns, will be on April 23rd in Bladensburg, the town of Bladensburg. So, is it Bladensburg? It's in Edmonston, the town of Edmonston. So if you want to hear what's happening in all four towns and you just want to stay up to speed on that, everybody is always welcome and open to come to that. I also want to say that we attended, and that would be all of us attended, the Port Towns Community Development Corporation's annual meeting, and the organization is moving forward and starting to grow forward, and so it was really good to see as a nonprofit that the life is coming back. I also want to make sure everybody aware of the Beyond Restaurant, which is a proposed development in Bladensburg at Peace Cross. It's better to stay informed than to fuss and scream after something happens. So I will let you know what I know about it, but I do know that they have moved into their second stage of permitting. So if you want to know more, please call the town hall. We can connect you with the right people to make sure that you stay informed about what's happening with that particular development. And I also want everybody to be aware that the Job for Youth program, which is run by End Time Harvest Ministries, will be starting to take applications soon. If you want to be on that list and you want to be in the forefront and get your youth a job in the summer, please step forward, call the town hall and let us know that. And if you are a business that can actually employ one of these youth, please call the town hall and let us know that you have a job for that. So that's where I am right now. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, council reports, Ward 1.
Good evening. I'd like to say get well to the sick and shut in, and thank everyone for their prayers for Mrs. Stanley. She's doing well, and Mrs. Sheeks is doing a little better too. I want to say in the mornings at the younger bus kids, AM bus riders, there's still some residents in town not stopping for the buses, and so I was going to speak to Chief Gibson about that again. One of the neighbors stands at the bus stop, brought it to my attention that it's people that live in the town swerving around the bus and this and that. And she asked me about the cameras, and I didn't know if all of the buses have the cameras on them, take the pictures. maybe Chief, you can speak about that during your report. Also, I wanted to say congratulations on the honor roll children. I have a couple of grandchildren myself. Thank Mrs. Lydia Kay that made the honor roll again. Other than that, I attended a meeting Saturday in Cottage City, and it was for fire safety. Cottage City had a couple of fires this winter, just as well as we had one. And it was informing the citizens of how much you can plug in outlets and not to use extension cords with the microwave and then using that same cord again for maybe a heater or another appliance. Overloading the appliance can cause the fires. And so I was working with the gentleman and was there one of the fire department, and we're going to have a meeting here in Colmar Manor, or maybe a Port Town meeting, reminding everybody how important it is to have smoke detectors in our homes and fire alarms in your home also. Other than that, I want to say thank you for the young people that came out. Ann Bowman in Ward 3 had some young grandchildren that came out and did shoveling snow for the ones that couldn't get out and shovel them. And I want to say thank you to her and her grandkids. And there were a couple other ones, Mr. in Ward 4, a couple other young people that came out to help the people and shovel the snow. And town's looking good. Thank you.
Thank you. Ward 2?
Okay. On March the 20th, every third Friday, we're going to have happy hour plus, admission $8. We're going to have light refreshments, dinner available for $6. And our Easter egg hunt is April the 4th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And Zumba Fitness with Karen on Saturdays from 9:30 a.m. And you can prepay 8 classes for $40. Co-ed volleyball Tuesdays from 6 p.m. to 7:45. And now we have gym equipment, 30-minute limit. Any child under age 16 must be accompanied by a parent or sign a waiver. And on April the 5th, Sunday, April the 5th, from 3 to 5 p.m., we're going to have an Easter holiday meal for the less fortunate. And then on July the 9th, in the town hall parking lot, we're going to have the mammogram van to come out from 9:30 to 3:30 p.m., and we need 15 participants in order for the van to come out. And we're still waiting for the final contract. Thank you.
Thank
Or
you.
Ward 3?
All right. Thank you, Cynthia. I'm really excited about the mammogram.
Yes, me too.
Hello, happy March. Our flowers should be coming soon. I really want to just give a shout out to Jerome and Mike for the excellent job they done with all this snow that we had. They did a really good job. I want to piggyback off Ms. Blue when she was talking about the resident in Ward 3 that had the young kids out there shoveling snow. My son also was one of the kids that shoveled snow, and he was so happy. And I think she gave all like $5 or $10, but it really made a difference. We're talking about kids at 10, 11, and 9, and they were so excited of doing it. So I also want to thank Ms. Bowling for doing that. Thank you for the residents who responded back to. I asked last session to let me know how your recycling is doing, so thank you for that. I also want to let you know Colmar Manor has a Facebook page, and right now it's run by Jason. He's doing a wonderful job. He sent pictures of the snow, and he's keeping everything the chief pretty much sends out. He also inputs that on Facebook. So if you like us on Facebook, we'd be very happy about that. Last month, PGCMA hosted their annual meeting here at the town hall. We were very pleased and honored to have them. We had a great turnout. Their next meeting will be held in Landover Hill, which is March the 19th at 7 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ward 4?
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank our residents that came out during the snow days and helped each other out. That was very nice, especially to our neighbor that I didn't have to get up and clean my sidewalk. So thank you so much, Chris. And just to see everybody to come out, just seeing everyone coming out working together on those days was it was heartwarming. So thank you. It's so proud to live in Colmar Manor on days like this. So I'd like to thank one of our, I call them, I won't say who the person is, our hero, for calling in for a home invasion a couple of weeks ago. So I want to thank her. I want to thank that person for making the call and stopping whatever they was trying to do. April the 25th, we're having a cleanup day. We definitely need some volunteers to come out. I went to the schools, Bladensburg High School, and I went to Wilmworth and left some information there. So I'm hoping to get some volunteers for the 25th, just to clean up our town. We need to come out and at least try to beautify our community. We had a meeting on February the 24th at the Portstown CDC. Nancy Meyer, she did a brief state of Portstown CDC. We had a board election. Vivian Jackson stepped down, council member Jackson stepped down, and I am one of the new members, board members now. The CDC is looking for members, so we're asking people to please come out and join the CDC. You won't be sorry. You know, there's so much information, so much to do. Your input is very important for this community. And thank you. That's it.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you all. I really want to offer a very special thank you to this council, honestly. Being here now a little over half of a year, it's made a big difference that the work that you guys are willing to put into making this town better makes what I do make sense to me. So I thank you so much for, you know, not just having ideas and thoughts, but actually putting your hard labor into this being a better town. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, the next item on the report is a report on the work session. Oh, so we had a very healthy work session last Tuesday, and I'm just going to give you an overview. One item is that we did make a decision that we are already applying for Tree City, and as such, we will be looking for those who want to be tree buddies to be on a work team to help our public works if you're interested in maintaining trees or planting trees and so forth. So we'll be looking for that to happen, and also creating a budget in order to assist in us really building our Tree City back up. We made a decision not to continue our membership at the National League of Cities at this time, something that we may look at into the future as we look through our budget and move forward. We also made an agreement with Basketball, which is a group who will be renting the town facilities for basketball programs from children, I think 2 to 6, 2 to 6 years old. It sounds like it's a leadership program, it's a growth program. It's not just basketball, it's basketball. We also talked about a bond bill that we have with the state right now, and in order to assist us in property purchase on Bladensburg Road. And we are just moving forward with that, which is old news. We talked about our budget schedule for 2016, and I'll just give you a real quick update on what that schedule is. Our plan is to actually start the review process on April 15th of the budget. We'll be putting out advertisement by April 30th. We are likely to have a budget meeting on April 23rd. I think we actually put that down. That will be an internal work session, a budget work session on April 23rd with an announcement, advertising on whatever the rates are on April 30th. Then on May 5th, we will have a budget meeting and our budget hearing on May 12th with a plan to adopt the budget as of June 9th. So just to give you an update, that's where we're scheduling. We also made a decision to leave our marketing of the town hall in the hands of our current staff as opposed to a consultant. We made a decision to, well, we didn't make a decision, but we asked the clerk treasurer to look into how we can collect credit card payments for hall rentals. We also looked at our hall rental reports and everything is going really well. Our hall rentals are way up. We really do encourage everybody, the more we can rent this hall, the closer we get to, saving money on the cost of the hall. But at the same time, it's a real opportunity for it to be used. And that's a highly critical thing for us. So you have friends, families, cousins, brothers, whoever, let them know the hall's here. We talked about the Recreation Council versus the Recreation Program. Our Recreation Council has sort of slid aside, and we really would like to get the community back involved in the Recreation Council, which is a resident-run council, where right now we're mostly a staff-run recreational program. And we really like to see, when my kids were growing up, Ms. Blue's kids were growing up, and all of our kids, we had the Recreation Council, which we were a part of, and pretty much how we got involved in a lot of things is by going through that. So we really do want to revive that, and so we had some talks about how we can start doing that. I don't know what this is. What was this one? I gotta come back to it. Okay, Councilmember Bowden already mentioned that we talked about the happy hour happy hour event, and we talked to the chief about making sure we have coverage for that event. We are working on an appreciation dinner. Councilmember Epps mentioned to you the community cleanup. We have a package that will be coming out to all of our residents soon. We're going to be coming door to door to bring you some packages about things that are going on in the community. And then we had a closed session regarding a outstanding legal matter with our attorney. So there's an update on what took place at the work session. Okay, anybody have any questions on that, or any updates or any additions?
Mayor, you said that the fundraising is going to be April the 23rd.
The April.
I'm sorry, not the fundraiser, but the budget meeting. One of the budget meetings.
We did. We said April. I have April 23rd.
Because the Four Towns meeting is also that day, April the 23rd.
Okay. Well, then we might have to
Change it.
make some changes, some adjustments. No, it wasn't on the calendar when we were looking at it. We just got that today in our packages, so. Okay, so we'll look at, okay, thank you for that. That's good to know. Thanks. We'll see what we can do. Okay, the next item on the agenda is Treasurer's Report. Mr. Baden?
All right, I'll give a brief overview of the February 2015 report. This is for the first 8 months of the current fiscal year. For a short month, we actually had quite a bit of activity in both revenue and expenditure sides. For revenue, during the month, we had $89,428. This is spread out amongst a large majority of the revenue accounts. This brings our total year-to-date revenue to $1,120,375. On the expenditure side by department, we had general government expenditures of $59,559, and year-to-date expenditures for general government of $472,287. Again, expenditures are spread out amongst most of the budgeted items. Moving on to maintenance of the 3611 43rd Avenue building. The costs there are winding down. We have total costs of $705, mainly relating to utilities and a little bit of maintenance costs there. Year-to-date expenditures, $6,116. And then for the community center building, total costs for the month were $5,261, and total year-to-date $52,491. Under Public Works, we had total expenditures of $19,949 for the month, bringing the year-to-date total to $159,534, and recreation costs of $4,225 for the month, mainly related to salaries and payroll taxes, and year-to-date expenditures for recreation of $35,912. Last department's public safety, total expenditures for the month of $43,986. Year-to-date, $300,844. And on the last page of the report, you can see our cash balance at February 28th was $824,133. That's a quick overview, and I ask you to accept the report as presented.
Okay, is there a motion to accept the report, the treasurer's report for February?
I'll make that motion as stated.
Is there a second? Any discussion? I have a question, on the payroll, on the public safety, police equipment 5555.
Yes.
And I probably asked before, but maybe we need to put a note in so I don't
That's
ask
the
you again.
negative amount?
Yeah, the negative amount.
That was the amount that we received reimbursement from Legit for damage for a stolen mobile data terminal, I believe it
Yeah, that was
was.
actually from, that was insurance waiver for a stolen laptop.
And we haven't purchased the
Oh.
replacement
Yeah,
one at this time. So
Oh, okay, so the amount went under the expense line item because at the
Because
end of the day,
we're
the
gonna
cost
pay
is
the
gonna come
cost
out of
back,
the
yep.
expense line item. I
Yep.
got you. And what about the vehicle maintenance at 5585?
that was also related to damage to a vehicle that we got reimbursement during February 4, and the repairs haven't been done yet. I think the total cost is about 1,700.
Okay. All right, okay, thank you. Any other questions? Okay, I call for a vote. Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
All right, Mayor votes aye. Thank you so much, Mr. Bailey.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, next item of business would be our police report. Chief Gibson?
All right, ma'am, for the month of February, we had pretty much the end of significant incidents. We had a total of 62 calls for service for the month of February. We had 3 reports for the month, and we had no investigators for the month. I do want to put out, with some emails I put out probably a couple weeks ago, there is a scam, if you're not familiar with Pepco. Sorry. There's a scam going on with Pepco. Some people, I put out an email about it. Some of our residents have been a victim where people have been called or saying they're with Pepco, advising them that they have an overdue bill and they have to go get them some gift cards, and then you're supposed to give them the information back over the telephone or the card number. Of course, that's just a scam. You know, Pepco or BG or any of them places are going to call you and say, go get gift cards to pay for your past due bill. But that's something that's going on as well. I just heard something recently too. IRS is experiencing the same scam. There's people being called by the IRS saying you owe back taxes and that you have to go get these gift cards again and call us back with the number. One victim, I think it was in Boulder, he was a victim of $18,000 he was. So, because they said they were going to come lock him up, get a warrant for his arrest. So that's something to look out. And I try to pass it on as much as I can. Also, I would like to, what Ms. Blue had talked about earlier, last week, you know, we had a burglary during the daytime, and luckily, a witness observed what was going on with the crime, and she called 911 immediately, and luckily the different jurisdictions arrived here, and we were able to catch all 3 suspects involved in some daytime burglaries. We had one house was broken into and 2 attempt burglaries. And luckily, this group had apparently been going around for a while, so the county had been looking for them for a while, so that was good work of all the agents that participated in that. And I also want to say my appreciation to that citizen as well, that witness, for calling the police so fast. I want to say it does help sometimes to call the police right away, and in this instance, we were able to get there and get the suspect. So it does matter when you do call. If you see something, call. Also, I would like to give my condolences to Prince George's County Police Department as well as the family of Police Officer Brennan Raven. If you're aware, he passed away this past weekend during a traffic accident. I'm sure everybody's seen that on the news and stuff. So he's actually being buried on Thursday. So, and that's all I have for the month of. I'm sorry, to Ms. Blue's question about the school bus. I'll make sure I pass that on to the officers and make sure that we're out there catching anybody running the stop signs or the school buses. And for a fact, Prince George's County does have some cameras on some school buses, but not the entire fleet. Okay. But they do have some type of cameras on these buses that are taking pictures of people running the school buses. So, okay, and that's all I have for the month of February.
Thank you so much, Chief. I do want to reiterate that, you know, the fact that the call came quickly and the incident in Ward 4 this week was absolutely huge. And it's so important that anybody sees anything that's suspicious. You know the people who tend to be on your block. And hey, maybe it's a visitor of a neighbor and there's a little embarrassment. But what's better is if it's something wrong, that we know it and we can learn about it. You know, also with the Pepco scam, I had a resident calling me and explaining what was going on that. I was able to talk to the chief, get the information out. He could do the research. So even if you don't want to call the police, you can call me or you can call council person, and then we'll work on whatever we can find out. But the biggest thing is we need to know what you know, because we can't see everything. We can only see, you know, with our eyes, and when you put your eyes out there, there might be something we can do. And I am so thrilled that these people got captured. which just doesn't happen that often. And a lot of times it's just because nobody says what they see. So I really want to thank the person who did it, and it can be anonymous, but it's good to let us know. So
And thank
you.
the county
And
for
thank the chief.
responding so quick.
Oh,
'Cause a lot of times they're
Absolutely.
Very detailed description of all the suspects and when they fled, and also the vehicle they were driving, so that helped. So a couple of them ran on foot, but they got them all with K-9 and the helicopter, so they got everybody, so that was great, so.
That's right.
So it does help too to be, you know, and giving a good description of what you've seen and what the person looks like and the tag number, so.
Exactly.
I had one question about a shooting in February. One gunshots.
Yeah, they had one gunshot, we had one gunshot call, it was the middle of the night around, I think it was around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, back near the park it was, on 40th, but the officers responded and didn't find
Well,
anything.
nothing.
Yeah, we
Okay.
didn't. So we have gotten complaints, I think there might be people deer hunting back in the park unfortunately, so, and I have let Maryland Park Police know that, so, or my officers to check it too if they catch anybody back there spotlighting a deer or whatever.
Great. Well, thank you, Chief. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
And I appreciate all the service of all the officers.
All right,
Thank you so
thank you,
much.
appreciate
Really.
that.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I think the police report by the chief should be accepted by the mayor and council.
Okay.
So what he
Is there a
said?
motion to
Sure.
accept the police
I'll make that
report?
motion.
I didn't hear what he said. Can you
He
repeat
thinks
that?
the police report should be
Accepted. Accepted by the mayor and council.
And
Uh-huh.
I'll make a motion to accept the police report.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Ward 1,
Aye.
Ward 2.
Aye.
Ward 3,
Aye.
Ward 4.
Aye.
Okay, mayor votes aye. Thank you. Never done that before, but it makes sense. Thank you, Mr. Barr. Okay, next thing is unfinished business, and we have none at this time. We will be working on our Tree City ordinance, which we'll be planning to vote on next month. So that's coming up next month as new business. But currently, we have no new business. And so we'll move on to our committee reports. Okay, senior committee, do you have anything, Ms. Bloom?
From the seniors?
Uh-huh,
No.
okay.
I seen Ed Munchler today, he's doing fine.
Okay, good, I'm glad. I mean, we're just not used to I'm not used to him not being
He's doing
here.
good.
So you see him, he's good, okay.
He's doing real
Say
good.
we miss
Yeah.
him.
Right, we do, we're missing him here. Okay, Garden Club, and then follow up with Green Team, Miss Carrie Briggs Adam.
I think this was set for Mr. Munchler, who's a little shorter than I am. First off, let's talk about composting. Next to me is our display of the composter. We are able to offer these to members of the community at $20 a piece. This is worth well more than $60. It's a fabulous deal. They are up here in the town hall. So any resident who'd like to come up and get one, it's $20, check cash, not credit cards.
Not yet.
Not yet. And you can take it home with you. It breaks in half right about here. So it'll fit in your car. It'll generally fit in the front or back seat of your car, maybe in your trunk, depending on what size car you've got. It's also not very heavy. And it does come with screws to screw it down to the ground if you want to do that once you set it up. But the ground is still frozen, and so no, not yet. Okay? If you're going to take one home. We had a great workshop, and it's a great video because I have previewed it, of the workshop that we had, talking about how to compost, what to compost, things to put in, things not to put in, and a pretty good turnout for a sort of cold, snowy day where it started snowing a little early that Saturday. And that was our Green Team and Garden Club activity for the month of February. And so coming up this Saturday is our workshop on bee friendly. We're going to have a beekeeper who's from Hyattsville. She has the only commercial bee hives inside the Beltway. She's also a master keeper and teaches a lot of the classes in the area. And so she'll be coming to us. She was talking about bringing some bees in a display hive, but it's been too cold and they're still not up and ready to come out and being disturbed yet. They're still hibernating. So she will be bringing us a PowerPoint, some displays, talking to us about pesticides, talking about why we need to protect our pollinators, be they our friends the bees, or butterflies, or the other animals and insects that help pollinate. You do have to know that of our food, 1 bite out of every 3 is pollinated by bees and these pollinators, and they are under serious attack because of the pesticides and colony collapse and some other problems they're having. And that's going to have a big effect on our food supply. So we need to really learn about those issues and learn about why we shouldn't use pesticides at home. For the community garden, and in a box this week from my friends at Amazon came a large bottle, because it's concentrated, of garlic spray. And we'll be able to spray this to keep down the mosquitoes and keep down the insects without having to poison the environment. And they assure me on the box that the smell of garlic goes away in about an hour, but that it works for up to a month. So this is an organic way that we can spray, and we'll have that sprayer available so that we can spray it around the community garden and keep our bugs down and not have to worry about poisoning the bees. We are for the community garden. One of our garden club members is taking the training, and he's working with the woman who's coming on Saturday and getting us a community beehive for the community garden to help pollinate our plants and teach us about the lives of the bees and our pollinators in the community. So upcoming in the month of April, on the 11th of April, we'll have a community garden work day. And that's both Reverend Addison's young people and their parents will be coming and joining us in doing work in the community garden and taking care of getting us up and started. And we really do think that by the 11th of April, it will be spring, and it will be, there will be plants. That is predicted to be one of the peak days for the cherry blossoms in DC, so it's really gonna be spring by then. Then on the 18th of April, we have Know Your Port Towns. This is gonna be a very fun scavenger hunt. There will be prizes. People will be able to do things like geotagging if you're high tech and you want to learn how to do that. Or low tech, take a piece of paper and go find things in our 4 port towns and learn what we have here in our community. Maybe you've heard of Community Forklift, but you've never been inside. Maybe you've heard of Eco City Farms, but you've never actually been there. Those will be among the places that we will be featuring in Know Your Port Towns. And of course, we'll all be out on April 25th, because that's Earth Day. And we like our Mother Earth, and we want to clean up the environment. So we'll be helping along with those activities. We hope lots of people will be coming out and joining us. And on May 9th, because I want you to look way ahead, we're having a plant swap. So if you've started more plants at home than you're going to have room for in your community, in your garden or your plot in the community garden, personally, there are over 100 tomato plants started at my house, and they're all about 4 inches tall now for the first batch. Started them under the lights early, and they're growing very well. So we will trade those with each other. So maybe you would like to try some of the 20 different varieties of organic heirloom tomatoes that I planted, so you can trade me for a pepper plant from your yard. Okay? Or maybe somebody just doesn't have plants, well, you can come and give these plants good homes. So that'll be in the community garden on the 9th of May. And the reason for that weekend, it's Mother's Day weekend, which is the traditional weekend for starting to plant your tomatoes, because it should be warm enough by then. The green team, we always meet the day after the town council meeting, so we're at town council tonight. We'll be here in the town hall for our monthly meeting tomorrow night, 6:30. Everybody's welcome to come join us as we plan our sustainable Colmar Manor and work on our green team activities. Happy to have more folks come out and join us. And people should buy composters, because we bought 40 of them. On that first day, we sold 12 of them, so I know we've got more. They're here in the town hall, and it'll be warm enough to start composting soon. I've also made an agreement with Zeke's Coffee. Folks know where Zeke's is? Yes. Over on Rhode Island, just inside the district. Well, they are saving the coffee grounds, because they serve coffee. Well, they're saving us coffee grounds for our composting here in town. So I have a series of buckets, and I'm now picking up a bucket every Sunday to get us coffee grounds to put into our community garden, composting plots, and others amongst folks in the garden club who need a little bit more organic matter to get their composting started.
All right.
Any questions?
Yes, Carrie, are those extended to the Portstown residents as well? The
This one
compost?
is, well, right now, I mean, because we're the ones that made the commitment into
The,
this
the
grant.
town of Colmar Manor made a commitment of $22 for each one, so we'd have to charge more to the other towns.
Okay.
It would
But
still
we
be,
could.
it would, we certainly could. The grant money would allow it to go to the residents of the port towns,
Okay.
Yes, 'cause we
because the
have
grant paid for a quarter of it.
in Carter City was interested.
Yes. 'cause we have
So we
residents-
could work out with them how to go about it, you know, if they knew how many of their residents wanted to participate.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we want to make sure that we get them out there more importantly than anything else, so.
Right.
If we're going
I
to
know
go
it's a little
to-
hard to believe in composting when it keeps snowing, but
I know. it's like-
eventually that's going to
You got
stop.
to give everybody a chance to know about it and know that we have them up here, you know.
And there is this is the display that's usually in the lobby. To
Maybe-
remind people as they come in, oh, we have composters here.
Right, and if we get our welcome packages out before the end of the month, we can let people know. And then if we could talk about if we don't get certain amount sold by a certain time, then we open it up to other people.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you so
Thank you.
much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you,
Your
appreciate it.
Brown bags also, you could put that in there.
The what?
Brown bags, remember, we had the brown bags to get rid of too.
Oh, right, we still have the brown for the,
Leaves
and stuff.
grass, you know, when they
$2
cut the
$4.
grass.
Right, how many do we, I mean, how many?
I don't know, Carrie?
We have lots, yeah, we have lots.
I know we, uh-huh.
So
We'll
we
put
could
that out there,
actually go around when we do our welcome packages and take them with us so that we can directly say to somebody that these are available.
If they see it, they usually take it.
I know, when you see it, exactly.
They're nice.
Yeah, okay,
So-
okay, thanks. That's a good point, Councilmember Blue. Appreciate that. All right, do we have any citizen comments? Oh, please state your name and the street that you live on.
Hi, this is Chris Daly from Lawrence Street. Hey, everybody. Just two quick plugs for snow-related issues, which we can think about for next year. First, just to follow up on the chief's notice about making sure you're calling things in. Inspector Queen, who works with the chief, has been great about sidewalks that aren't being shoveled, going out and talking to folks. I reported to him one organization in town that just last year did not shovel their sidewalks at all, and they have a significant amount of real estate, and the inspector went out and had a conversation, and so far this year they've done a great job. So if you are seeing some sidewalks that aren't being shoveled, please follow up with the inspector, and if you don't have contact information for him, you can get it through the chief. The other one is, just want to applaud the residents. I walk through districts 3 and 4 quite a bit because I have dogs, and the vast majority of residents are doing a great job of shoveling their sidewalks. So just want to applaud that. The one place where we're falling down is on our own town property, so around our parks and so on and so forth. Isn't getting shoveled. I know Public Works is already working very hard in the streets, so just want to encourage us to think about maybe putting out a bid to a local resident who would do this, or maybe some of the groups of kids who could do this, that we could just allocate a small amount of money next year to make sure that those sidewalks get shoveled as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, that's very informative. Appreciate that. Anyone else?
I have a comment.
Okay, go ahead.
Lately, with Chris mentioned dog walking, we've been seeing dog poop along the on the sidewalks as we're walking. We're requesting, please, people, there's a law in town that you have to scoop. So please be very respectable with your neighbors and community, please.
Yes, ma'am. Wonderful. Thank you, Councilmember Epps. That's important. Please clean up behind your dogs. We all love the animals, but you know, it's our job is to take care of things they do. All right, any other council member have any comments?
Just want to say happy birthday to Sergeant Sims.
Oh,
Her birthday's in the month of March, and I know we're not meeting again until
March
April.
23rd.
And we
Okay.
really appreciate her. Happy
Okay.
birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Yes, please. Happy birthday. Sergeant Sims, appreciate that.
She'll be having a cake.
Okay. All right. And then, so anyway, at this point, all I want to say is, does anybody have any appreciation that they need to or want to or really would like to say in order to give us a lift I already appreciated y'all, so.
I appreciate Paul and Carrie for really spirit team, the green team. I'm very passionate about it. I will be there tomorrow, running a little late, but I will be there. So I just want to appreciate you two for, coming out every once a month on Wednesdays. So thank you.
I appreciate Connie and Ed in my ward. They're always up and about, attending the meetings and being a part of the community. I want to say thank you.
I want to appreciate everybody that came out to assist Mr. Nutt with his fire. Just in talking with him, his heart was definitely warmed by the amount of people who were available and helping, and wanted to do something. So I thank everybody for, being available for him through that.
Yes, and that was a very cold night, Mayor, and one of the citizens came out and gave us warmers, gloves, and scarves, and I still have her basket, but I promise I'm not going to keep it. But thank you so much, Carrie.
And thank Jason also. He
Yes.
was there and he was great. Thank him very much.
And I appreciate the children and the residents that, like I said, that came out they came together to shovel the snow and the sidewalks and helping each other out during the big snowstorm.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, there's so much to be thankful for, and it was just yesterday. I was at Franklin's, and it just happened. I run into a resident who lives in the town of Colmar Manor, and he was at one of the chief's coffee club meetings a few months back, and he apparently is still very appreciative of the connection and the contact, and you gave him some special attention. You might remember.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
But that felt good to me, being completely out of town, and that's still remembered. So, thank you.
Thank you.
So anyway, enough of this appreciation business. Is there a motion to? Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I will make that motion.
All right. Second.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. We're adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.